Jelly Roll and wife remain faithful during difficult journey to get pregnant. We put it in God's hands. In the world of entertainment, where headlines are often dominated by scandal and spectacle, a different, more profound story is unfolding, one set not in the glare of stadium lights, but in the quiet, vulnerable spaces of a doctor's office and a prayer-filled home. This is the story of Jason Jelly Roll D. Ford and his wife, Bunnie XO, whose difficult journey to parenthood has become a powerful testament to love, resilience, and a faith that refuses to be broken. For the man known as Jelly Roll, a figure built on a foundation of gritty honesty and a voice that carries the gravel of a hard-lived past, the dream of fatherhood has always been a central, beating heart. He is a biological father to a daughter, Bailey, from a previous relationship, and his role as her father is one he cherishes. But the desire to build a family with Bunnie, the woman he calls his saving grace, created a new, aching hope. For Bunnie, a vibrant media personality and pillar of strength, the desire to be a mother was equally powerful, a chapter she yearned to write with the man who changed her life. Their public persona is one of unapologetic authenticity. From Jelly Roll's tearful acceptance speeches at the CMT and Grammy Awards to Bunnie's candid Dumb Blonde podcast, they have built an empire on keeping it real. So, when the journey to conceive became a maze of medical challenges and heartbreak, they chose not to hide it, but to share it with their millions of fans, transforming their personal struggle into a communal source of strength. The Valley of the Shadow. The journey began with optimism. Yet, as month after month passed without success, that optimism was met with the cold, clinical language of infertility. For Bunnie, it meant a gauntlet of tests, procedures, and hormonal treatments, a physical and emotional roller coaster that she documented with raw vulnerability. You go in thinking it's going to be simple, Bunnie shared on her podcast, her voice a mix of weariness and resolve. Then you're faced with this mountain of terms: ovarian reserve, follicle counts, hormone levels. It starts to feel less like a dream and more like a science project. And your body is the experiment that's failing. For Jelly Roll, the struggle was one of helplessness. The man who commands stages filled with tens of thousands stood powerless before his wife's pain. "It's the hardest thing in the world," he confessed in a backstage interview, his famously tattooed frame seeming to carry a new weight. "You want to fix it. You want to take the pain away, to bear it for her. But some battles you can't fight for someone else. You can only stand beside them." The public watched as this larger-than-life figure was reduced to the most human of roles, a supportive husband. He was there for every appointment, holding her hand. He was there on the difficult days when hope felt like a distant memory. In a culture that often celebrates hypermasculinity, Jelly Roll modeled a different kind of strength, the strength of vulnerability, of quiet presence, of tears shed together. The anchor in the storm. We put it in God's hands. Amid the injections, the disappointing test results, and the silent car rides home, the couple found their anchor not in medicine alone, but in a deep, abiding faith. The phrase, "we put it in God's hands," became their mantra, a lifeline they repeatedly shared with their audience. This was not a passive resignation, but an active, defiant trust. It was the decision to surrender the outcome after having done everything humanly possible. "There comes a point where the science runs out," Jelly Roll explained, his voice softening. "The doctors can tell you the percentages, the odds. But after that, what do you have? We have our faith. We have each other. And we have the belief that God's plan for us is greater than any plan we could make for ourselves." This public declaration of faith resonated deeply with their fan base. In an age of skepticism, their unwavering belief was a radical act. They weren't preaching, they were simply sharing their truth. They spoke of praying together, of seeking solace in Scripture, and of finding a peace that surpasses all understanding, even in the midst of their storm. Bunnie often reflects on how this journey has reshaped their relationship. Infertility can break couples. The stress, the grief, the feeling of failure, it's a lot. But for us, it did the opposite. It welded us together. Jason sees every part of me, the broken parts, the scared parts, and He loves me more for them. Our marriage is our sanctuary. A community rallies, a message spreads. By sharing their struggle, Jelly Roll and Bunnie inadvertently became a beacon for millions facing similar silent battles. Their social media comments and podcast listener emails flooded with stories from others walking the same path. We started hearing from people, men and women, who said they felt so alone until they heard us talk about it, Bunnie said. That's when we realized this wasn't just our story anymore. It's a story for anyone who has ever hoped for something so big it hurts. They have used their platform to destigmatize infertility, speaking openly about the financial strain of IVF, the emotional toll of negative pregnancy tests, and the importance of mental health. In doing so, they have transformed their personal pain into a purpose-driven mission, offering hope and solidarity to a community that often suffers in silence. Jelly Roll, whose music has always connected with the underdog and the overlooked, found that this chapter deepened his artistry. The raw emotion in his performances, the soul-bearing lyrics of his recent albums, they are now infused with the specific ache of this longing. His song, Need a Favor, a poignant plea for divine intervention, has taken on a new, deeply personal meaning for the couple and their fans. The road ahead, cradled in hope. As of now, the nursery in their home remains empty, a space filled with potential. The journey is not over. It is ongoing. There are more procedures on the horizon, more prayers to be whispered, more moments where they will have to choose faith over fear. But something fundamental has shifted. The goal of a positive pregnancy test, while fervently desired, is no longer the sole focus. The journey itself has become sacred. The love that has been tested and tempered in the fire of adversity, the faith that has been their shield, and the community they have built. These are the victories they already hold. Their story is a modern-day parable. It's a reminder that the most grueling battles are often fought away from the public eye, in the quiet corners of our lives. It challenges the glossy, curated narratives of celebrity, replacing them with something far more powerful: authenticity. Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO's journey to parenthood is a testament to the fact that some of the greatest strength is found not in victory, but in the steadfast refusal to surrender. They have taught us that faith isn't a guarantee of an easy path, but a companion for a difficult one. And they have shown the world that even when a journey is marked by tears and uncertainty, it can be walked with grace, with love, and with an unshakable belief that, in the end, it is all in God's hands. And so, the world watches and waits with them, hoping for the day their unlikely lullaby becomes a reality, knowing that whatever the outcome, this family, forged in fire and faith, has already won.